we've had a couple days here that I've taken a little bit of plays off of some of the players, so we're doing that a little bit. It'd be good to get down to the stadium tomorrow. Some of the rookies have never seen it really, so it'd be good to get down there and do some work in there. And other than that, we're getting ready, excited for Denver to come in here next week. So it should be fun, good competition, and I think we'll get a lot of good work done. So, questions?
Is that going to be a full-on scrimmage tomorrow, or is it just a normal practice in there?
No, it's pretty much a normal practice. We're going to get some normal stuff, and then we'll do a little bit of like game-like situation, kind of.
Saw Pearson team stuff. I think Michael Pierce was
Yeah.
up a little bit yesterday. Do you anticipate, is he going to be full go by the weekend, by tomorrow?
He's going to get a few more reps today, and each day we'll take it each day by day and see how it goes.
Just the off-field stuff, what you've seen with Christian Darrisaw, as he's kind of coming back, and then also with the on-field stuff, what do you expect him to get going on?
That's a tough one. I don't know. He's one step forward, two steps back. Excuse me?
Just with the nature of his injury?
Yep.
What do you...
Hard to get it done when you're not out there doing stuff. Excuse me?
Subject of tackles.
Defensive tackles, offensive tackles. What? Okay.
Rashad Hill, sort of you guys keep signing him for that sort of trust factor. Where are you seeing him at this game?
Well, Rashad's played a lot of football, and he's a really good pass protector. He needs to always continue to work on the run game. But it's been good so far.
What's it like out in the field with Phil Rauscher's boisterous nature? I mean, we all.
I like it. I like it.
What do you like about it? The way he's been dealing with it?
Yeah, he's aggressive and tough and gets those guys going. So I like it.
Just to clarify with Darrisaw, was there a setback recently that you're talking about?
It's just nagging all the time, you know. Kind of like you guys are to me. That was a good one, wasn't it, Nate?
Mike, when it comes to Kendricks and Barr, obviously we've asked you, we've nagged you a million times to answer questions about that. But I guess how unique is it to have that relationship that's lasted so long for those players? It just doesn't happen a whole lot in the NFL.
Yeah.
You guys that good sleep.
Yeah, it really doesn't. They're really two great kids that love football. I think they like being around each other. They like hanging with each other, but they communicate so well. I think, Eric talks about being able to pass things off, and his job in coverage is probably a little bit harder than Anthony's or the other, the middle linebacker. But they just communicated so well, and they're both really, really smart. Barr usually handles most of the getting lined up, and Kendricks just, he likes to see ball, get ball.
What you talked about how you adapted during your coaching tenure, does that adaptation kind of happen with the players wanting to sit out and maybe take a couple days off? Has that changed in your tenure as well? Or guys maybe taking a break?
I mean, it's always been a little bit of, the older guys get a break here and there. This week 6 days in a row, so it's pretty good stretch for some of the older guys, So we just kind of try to take care of them. They're pros, so like Patterson and Harrison Smith yesterday, and I think Rashad sat out yesterday as well. So we're just trying to take care of them, keep them fresh. It's like I told him, it's a 17-game season. Thielen, we kept him out yesterday because he's his worst own enemy. He's going to get out here and go crazy every day. So I told him he cannot complain to me when I sit him tomorrow, yesterday. He said, okay, I got you.
Phil Rauscher just emphasized up the challenge he's got of getting his five ready, and you talked about Darrisaw fighting out that guard spot. What kind of challenge does he have during his next 5 weeks?
Yeah, I think right now it's probably more of a challenge for finding the correct backups, the swing guys on game day. I feel pretty good with Rashad there. Darrisaw, if you can't practice, can't play. And, I like Cleveland and Bradbury and I like Udo at guard. He's a big body guy, and we have to we have to keep, if he's going to be the guard, we have to keep giving him reps, so he gets comfortable with all the things that happen in there.
Are there any sort of parallels or similarities you can draw with the way that O'Neal was brought along? He didn't start until week 6 in his rookie year. Same thing with Cleveland last year. That maybe you could apply to how you guys go about with Darrisaw when he can actually get on the field.
Well, the plan is always, when they get here, they're going in, but sometimes they're not quite ready. Offensive line coming from college to the NFL is a big jump, and because they don't have all the protections and all the different things, it's usually they all slide one way or they all slide the other way. So it's much more complicated, and they're seeing much better rushers all the time. And then you start throwing in the run game with the movements and the motions, and it's much more complicated. So it's really about when we like O'Neal and who was the other guy you mentioned? Cleveland, but Bradbury went right away, right? So when we get him, we want to get him in there and go. But we do have some pedigree in the offensive line now with some of the high picks that we've had.
Like, what did they tell you about Wyatt Patterson before he showed up here?
What did they tell me about him? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, with a kicker, if I looked at the mental part as well as his physical.
Yeah, they said he had a strong leg. We felt like he was one of the top guys in college. He hasn't done much either.
But looking at him, is there competition there, or is he in the training camp leg?
Well, it's hard to have competition when I think he's only kicked one day. So,
Going forward,
well, that's up to him if he's going to, if he comes out here and kicks number 1 and makes him number 2, then we'll have some competition. I don't, that's really up to him. It depends on how he kicks. Everybody says I don't like rookies. I like if they're the best players, I want them to play. Just sometimes it takes longer. Kicking might be harder in college with their hashes.
Do you think you'll wait to see a preseason game with kicking to determine whether you want to bring in somebody who has more game experience than any of your guys?
No, not really. We're trying to get, like today, we're going to have some periods in there today where I'm starting to really try to, number one, evaluate who these special teams players are, these backup players, that, can they help us on special teams? And so we're going to have a couple periods today. We're going to have some full goals tomorrow with it. Tomorrow's Saturday, right? Tomorrow at the stadium, and then we're going to continue to do this. Maybe a lot less drills and a lot more action.
How do you think Chad Beebe's looked in this camp, and he's been a guy who's been able to stay healthy? How refreshing has that been after the early injuries in his career?
Yeah, Chad's done a nice job. He always has. There's a lot of competition there at receiver as well.
Speaking of another rookie, we saw Cam Bynum mix in a little with Patterson out yesterday. What have you seen from him on the field so far?
He's athletic. Obviously, he's smart. What's taken him a little bit of time is to be able to communicate. Now he's got to communicate a lot more being a safety in some of the checks, but I think he has good coverage skills. But guys like those guys really will be important in the preseason games. Will they tackle and all that stuff.
Like with Karl Scott, has it been a lot of work in trying to get him up to speed with the system, how you guys like to coach D-backs, or has it been pretty seamless?
No, it's been pretty good. Karl is a terrific coach, very smart. We sit in there all the time and talk about not just technique but schemes and things like that. And I'm extremely appreciative that he's here.
Mike, you mentioned all the complexities that rookie offensive linemen have to deal with. So what does Wyatt Davis have to do to put himself in that mix?
Wyatt is a physical kid. He's got to continue to work on some of the bending that they have to do there. But he's the one thing I've noticed about him the most is his physicality. you know, it just, and he missed a few days last week, so we're just working him in now and see where he comes out at. But you know, he's got a chance.
Last few questions.
What did you think of what Kirk Cousins said yesterday? Do you think he stated his case well? Didn't state his case well? What would you say?
I don't know exactly what he said, to be honest with you. What did he say?
Well, he talked about the meeting room was too small, and that's why he's a close contact. And then he said he might put plexiglass in the meeting room and be behind there when he's in there. That was kind of some of the gist of it.
Maybe he's going to do that. I don't know. I know that the protocols that we have here have all been okayed by the NFL. You know, going through last year, so. But you know, it is what it is.
He also said he had a very positive conversation with you before he came back. Is that how you saw it as well?
Yeah, we had a good talk. We talked, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Yeah, it was good.